Hey, good morning, everyone. Uh, Welcome to the Sunday live stream today. I'm going to be on the stream for probably half an hour today just to talk about some quick websites that I want to let you guys in on for something related to design inspiration. A lot of times, what I find is I'm trying to make an app and I need to get some fresh ideas and get some new creativity, inspiration, and motivation for building out a new application. So some of these websites should be helpful for you guys that are trying to figure out, what are the newest and latest trends in mobile design patterns, and some new ideas as to what types of colors, what types of icons, and what types of new layouts that I can build into my application. So here we go. Microphone is not stereo. Let me see what I can do with the microphone situation here. It's really hot today in the Bay Area. We're experiencing a heat wave. No audio in the right ear. Well, I have it on stereo. So let's see what I can do here. All right. Yeah, and so no audio in the right ear. I guess I'll just use the standard microphone here and disable everything. Okay. Okay. How does this sound now? This is what the original audio should sound like. I've been messing with the audio a lot lately and trying to figure out what type of microphone I can use. But anyways, um yeah, let me just see what's going on in the chat here. It seems like quite a few people are in here. Let me check how many of you guys are indeed in the live stream. So about 86 of you guys currently. Good amount of people. Good amount of people around the world. Not enough cowbell. It's funny you mentioned that. I watched the movie called Stepford Wives yesterday, and what's his name is in there? The guy that says "not enough cowbell." And Stepford Wives is a pretty interesting movie. The reason why I decided to watch Stepford Wives is after watching Get Out, which was a pretty good movie as well. One of the best movies I've seen in quite a while. And if you guys are interested in like watching a movie that's really really good, I recommend watching Get Out. Directed by Keegan, I think, whatever his name is, the black guy from Key and Peele. Really talented, really funny guy. The movie's actually pretty funny, but it's a horror movie in itself. All right. So let's see. What exactly do I want to talk about? Well, some of you guys know that we have this Facebook group going on. If you guys want to join the Facebook group, you guys can go ahead and find the link down below to this website. Click the join button wherever it is. And then you'll be connected to about 2,000 other developers or inspiring budding developers that also want to learn about coding. And currently, there's quite a bit of you guys in here, so make sure to make your way to the group. Let me see if I can expand this a little bit larger here. So quite a few questions, and I just need to go through a lot of this stuff here. Pending posts, questions about 4K TV, how to build out these layouts. But anyways, that's the Facebook group. Make sure you go check it out. Okay, so what do I want to do for today's live stream is just quickly go through some of the websites that I tend to visit as I need to look for some creativity in terms of mobile applications, how they look, and also websites in general too. So the first website that I really like visiting for mobile, I guess just mobile itself, is Dribbble.com, and this website has 3 B's in the name. Let me just make this a little bit bigger here. And perhaps I can slide this chat thing over just a little bit. Okay, so Dribbble.com. One of the best things about Dribbble is that they actually provide the PSD, the Photoshop file that you can actually look at for most of the designs that they're displaying. And a lot of these designs are interesting because not only are they really trendy and they fit with the times, it's actually designed by designers and not developers. So most of these guys are professional designers that have a lot of experience with colors and, you know, rounded edges, shadows, and actually how to interact with a lot of different size devices. So that's kind of what I like about this website. And you'll find a lot of just really, really good designs here. So let's pull up a design that I find particularly interesting. Let's just see what this restaurant app looks like. And, you know, this is very basic, very plain, not too creative, but you can see all of the designs look really nice. And the reason why design is really important is because you spend all this time coding your application, right? You spend days, weeks, and perhaps months. And if your application doesn't look good, no one's really going to pay attention to it. That's the unfortunate side of things. So I really encourage everyone to pay attention to colors, white space, and how you lay out your icons and text labels, and how much empty space you have in between certain items so that you don't feel claustrophobic while visiting your application. So what else is there that's really good? I saw something this morning that was really good. Let me see if I can find it. This isn't all that bad. I think it's the same website or the same design. So this right here looks very similar to the App Store. Let's see this guy right here. Yeah, very similar to the App Store. And what's interesting about this app is this little search bar that appears in the middle. Not really conventional, but I like the placement of it. It makes it really stand out. And I would assume that the moment you click on it, it would slide to the top of the nav bar and allow you to start searching in some of these movies. So yeah, I really do like Dribbble. Probably one of the top websites that I go to when I need to see what's the latest. And I like the way that a lot of these designers have put together these designs as well. It's like it's isometric from I can't really describe what angle this is. But it looks really good. You have this credit card form here. You have your list views, and then you have your form where you input data into your application. So good stuff overall. And let's move on to the next website. So there's this, there's a website called patterns.com, PTTRNS.com. And their website's pretty good for the most part. Last time I visited it, you didn't have to pay to access all of the patterns. I'm not really sure why they decided to change their business model, but nonetheless, they did. A lot of the designs that you find here are really good, right? It seems really trendy to have this gradient pattern inside of your application where it's darker at the top and a little bit lighter at the bottom, perhaps. And if you click into some of these designs, you can't really get a super large view of the design, but they're definitely there. So this right here is probably the more interesting one out of all of these guys. And this is really, let's see if I can get this to click. Okay. So what do you want to hear, or when do you want to hear your rundown? So 3 buttons in the middle, they're all in white, and then you have a darker button right here that symbolizes a different type of action. And on the bottom, you have 3 other buttons that are, pause, next, and I believe this is the like button. It's really good stuff. And let's see, the next website I want to go on to, it's called mobile-patterns.com. This one right here doesn't really have a lot of really unique designs, but it captures everything that's out on the App Store right now. So this is Munchery. Munchery.com is a food application. And so a lot of you guys that send me like images, screenshots of your applications, for the most part, the design is definitely lacking. And you want to make sure when you're putting together your portfolio, all of your applications should have a fairly nice, decent design to it. And this wildcard application right here, it should at least have colors that match all across the board. And yeah, you want to make sure when you submit something to an employer, it actually looks decent. So make sure to go through a couple of these websites, mobilepatterns.com. And finally, we have, let me just scroll down some more and see if there's anything interesting. This is the Instagram app right here. Looks like 2016's version of Instagram. And if you scroll down some more, you have these onboarding patterns right here. A lot of these onboarding pages, they definitely look very, very nice. But from what I can recall, onboarding pages or onboarding walkthroughs aren't all that effective from what I remember. A lot of people just skip through all of this, and it's like kind of a waste of engineering effort. But I think these pages right here are really useful. The notification one, turn on no thanks. And let's see. Last but not least, you should always visit Pinterest.com. Pinterest, they have a lot of like boards, I believe they're called. And these boards, they have a lot of detail in them. And, just click around. You'll get a lot of new ideas. And you'll be able to implement some really, really nice looking designs. Let's see what's in here. So we have a present. All the colors look really nice. This is a $12 template for iOS. And let's see what the screenshot looks like. Wow. Okay, creativemarket.com. Let's get out of here. Let's take a look. Yeah, I really like this chat window right here. Yeah. I definitely do not recommend buying or paying for any of this stuff. So typically what I can do with the preview is just look at it from pretty much this screenshot, right? And I can pick apart what I need from it. So this form looks pretty nice with the camera icon on it. The spacing looks nice. And then the colors actually match pretty well. Not sure how I feel about this pink color down here. Yeah. I remember I had a student during one of my one-on-one sessions ask about what they can do with their application to make it, take it to the next level. And this is one of the top recommendations that I have for people that are just trying to build out a portfolio. And this definitely separates you from someone else, because I was just thinking about it, right? If an employer is looking at your portfolio, they see that, oh, wow, your application actually looks polished, and a lot of attention was put into the design of it. And that sort of translates into you being a good employee and kind of your work ethic. A lot of employers just want to know that you're going to spend the time and you're going to spend the effort in perfecting every pixel of the application. And having a good design in your portfolio definitely tells you that you pay a lot of attention to detail. So a lot of really nice designs actually. Every time I go on Pinterest and look at the newest mobile patterns, I just want to go in and build out some of these applications because it's a lot of fun. One of the things that I like most about mobile application building is definitely putting together these designs and making it come alive. One of my favorite parts, definitely. So we have this e-commerce application. A lot of people approach me to build out an e-commerce application for them, and this is probably the least favorite thing I like to do nowadays because after having worked on an e-commerce app for 2 years, it's pretty hard to work on another one again without being really, really bored. Because all the functions of an e-commerce app, they're pretty much the same. You have your payment system, you have your products, then you have your images. Yeah, not terribly exciting, but if you're building it for your first time, it's a lot of fun actually. So what else is really nice here? I like this design. So we have this top section here, which is horizontally scrollable. I think you can just swipe left to get to the next item, and at the bottom you have I guess these separate cards for each one of their products. And yeah, there's just the right amount of spacing. And this is something that as developers, as engineers, as programmers, I tend to really hate doing this. I tend to, it's not that I hate design. I actually like doing design a lot. But the thing I dislike most about putting together designs is that I can spend like days and days and days just looking at a design that I make. But the problem is I don't get a lot of other work done. I feel like when I'm making designs, I'm like the least productive I've ever been. So for example, I'll put together this square on the screen and I'll put a shadow on it. And then I'll put something here, change the color here, and before I know it, like 3 hours have passed by and I've got like nothing done. So I really tip my hat off to designers that work at companies. The designers that I have worked with, they spend just as much time as we spend programming, but instead they're just putting together mocks and mocks and mocks. And they really love doing it, just like how we love programming. I don't really have that same type of love, unfortunately, because I really do like design. I just can't sit around all day putting together mocks. I don't have the ability to do it. Wow, some really, really nice looking designs. Really impressed with what people can come up with. So this looks like a new spin on the left menu. And then we have the main menu somewhere right here. It doesn't really collapse all the way. Yeah, looks really good. It reminds me of what the new Twitter application looks like now. Yeah, wow. Yeah, one thing I do miss about working full time is having applications to build out that look really decent. Although I do get some of it during my consulting jobs. Uh, but having the budget to hire designers to make your applications, it's definitely a creative process. It's a lot of fun. Oh, so we have a super chat from Peter Spitzer. Good to see you again. Let's see what Peter has to say for today. So Peter says, great channel, super useful tutorials. Thank you, Brian. Well, thank you, Peter, for coming today. A lot of you guys are joining in the fun of the super chat now. So Peter, it's been quite a while since I've seen you. I think it's because I haven't really been releasing a lot of tutorials, but Yeah, just getting back into the groove of making videos again. Coming back from vacation, you kind of lose that momentum that you build up, and so I'm now working towards that momentum again, and things are getting back to what they used to be. A lot of tutorials, preparing, shooting, and getting ready for all this stuff. And I kind of find recording videos more fun than it used to be now. I didn't really enjoy doing it so much, but now it's more of a enjoyable thing for me to wake up towards. Happy Father's Day, Brian. Tell the little ones I say hello. Yeah. I don't have any kids, however, but I have a lot of nieces and nephews that are super, super, super cute little babies. Uh, oldest niece is I think 5 years old. I don't know how old she is. I think she's 5. Maybe she's 6 now, but she's going to school the next fall. She's really, man, she's growing like so quickly. I remember the day we picked her up from the hospital and we took her home, and everyone was just so happy because she was the first baby in the family. And now she's 6 years old. She knows how to talk now, put together like complete sentences, and she's just really a lot of energy. And just hanging around with babies is a lot of fun. I definitely do want to have some kids of my own whenever that's possible. Uh, but yeah, Peter, my dad, he's doing fine now. After his surgery, he's able to go on a 3 week vacation and just walk everywhere with me. Whenever I go on these vacations to international regions, lands, I like to walk a lot, like a lot. I will literally just go from my hotel, walk to, let's say, my New York trip, right? Go get out of my hotel from downtown New York City in Manhattan, and then I'll just walk to whatever that park is called, Central Park, I believe. And I'll just walk to the north side, south side, east side, west side. I'll just walk everywhere, and I don't like taking taxis or cabs until I want to like go home. So my dad was able to just walk with me during that China trip, just everywhere. We sat down a lot, took a lot of breaks in between for food, and then we just kept walking and walking and walking. So that's what I love to do on my vacations. I like to not really go to all the, well, I like going to the tourist attractions, but I like taking my time and figuring out my way to get there via public transportation. And once you know how to get around with the subways, the metros, the buses, especially, it becomes really easy to just get around. Yeah. So I'm looking at my phone here, and my dad is just. Everyone's saying Happy Father's Day to my dad right now. Okay, so let's see. I think I had some recommendations on websites to go to. So let me take a look at. We have Johan Albertson, and then we have Elvin Solberg. Thank you guys for the very kind super chat donations. I definitely do appreciate it, and I hope to serve you guys and put out new tutorials every week. Uh, we'll see how that goes. So do I have a girlfriend right now? So currently I am just enjoying the single life. Let's just put it that way. So let's see. I think there's a website called uplabs.com. Hopefully I can browse these websites without showing anything too embarrassing on my search history, but I don't really care about my search history. It's uplabs.com. This is looking like a really good website as well. Wow. Yeah, so you have to join this community before you can discover more, I guess. See, discover more. Okay, here we go. Yeah. I really like looking at website designs as well, because whenever you're putting together a business, it's not only building out a mobile application. It's about building out the entire suite of applications that you need: website, Android, iOS, and I think mobile, a mobile app, a mobile website, I believe that's called. And so yeah, you have to concentrate on four things. Currently, my website or my this Let's Build Out app channel has the website and does not have any other apps, which I'll be building out later on. Not sure you guys are super interested in that, but uplabs.com seems to be a good destination for interesting and also really well thought out designs here. I don't really see anything too interesting in terms of mobile. Let's see what this is. So this looks pretty good. Is this a phone app? Looks like an iPhone 4S. Extremely small screen. I would like to see it laid out on a 7. But pretty standard nowadays, and I think this design looks a little obsolete nowadays. I don't really like how flat it is. This looks more like 2015. 2015. There should be some gradients in the top, I guess, and something should be blurred. I feel like it's missing some blurs, and also the color. To me, it just seems too flat. But nonetheless, a lot better than what I can come up with myself. So don't want to knock on these designs here. Yeah. Okay, can I scroll down? Uplabs.com. Let me just scroll down here. I'm really liking this splash screen. Yeah. So I guess as you scroll from the left to right, the color changes from blue, purple to orange. Then you have your UI page control that indicates which page you are on. Simple, pretty effective. Yeah. Yeah, I really like how the circles are laid on top of each other, kind of matching the clock design. Yeah. Looks really good. I like it. And so this one's really good as well. I was looking at this earlier. I guess this was on Dribble.com. And the nice thing about this is that when you click on the username, the logo will scoot up to the top, and the keyboard will display itself, and everything else will move up, providing just enough space for you to type. Now, this is one of the most, I don't know, I wouldn't say difficult, but trying to get the keyboard to match up with exactly what's available above so that everything is visible. It's kind of annoying. It's not difficult, but having to do this for all the device sizes is, not the most interesting thing to do in the world. But you definitely have to do this. You have to make sure the username and the password field is clickable on all of the devices. So 4, 5, 6 plus, all those sizes. Yeah. This is something that I did neglect to address in the Instagram course. But I want to, yeah. So what else is here? Anything good? I guess we'll look at a banking application. Yeah. So this is an interesting take on putting your credit cards on a horizontal scroll display. This looks more like an Android application, but I guess it's kind of this, doesn't really matter here. Not too interesting, but yeah. So wow, it's been 30 minutes already. let me answer some questions here, and then I'll head off to the gym and get some. Actually, I'll get some lunch first, and then I'll see what's up with you guys. Oh, so we have some super chats here. I've been to. I was looking at these designs. I really do get caught up when I look at designs. I can spend at least, easily 2 to 3 hours just looking at designs and thinking about how I can implement it. A lot of times when I look at designs, I'll try to pick apart how to build it out. And it's not that it's very difficult to like put together a list view, but you have to think about how the user will interact with like certain icons on the screen. And you have to make sure that it's user friendly and provides a good user experience. And you have to make sure the application feels like a friendly user application. So this looks really nice. I really like how applications now are just really white. I like having a lot of white space. Doesn't feel like it's suffocating you while you're using the app. Yeah. Yeah, really good stuff. Yeah, I could spend days just looking at this. So this one looks really, really, really interesting. I like how the gradients are going from blue to green at the very top and how they use that as their primary colors for their app. Yeah. Yeah. Looks good. Yeah, I really enjoy just looking at this stuff. And so here we have a checkout page. Very, very familiar with building out checkout pages where you have your lists view. So checkout pages are usually built using a collection view or a table view, whatever you want to use. And then you have your header at the very top that has the summary of the things that you're trying to buy. And the next section is the actual items that you're purchasing and what's in your cart. And then you have another section, which is the pricing information for, your order summary. And then you have the amounts. So you basically have a couple of different sections with multiple rows. And then finally, you have a footer at the bottom that indicates coupons and things that you can use for future purchases. So I built out this page like, I don't know, 5 to 10 times. It's perhaps something I'll put together in a video tutorial, like how to take one of these designs, break it up, and then put it together using a collection view. So one thing that I've mentioned before, I think, is that I don't think I've actually talked about this. Every page in an application is pretty much a collection view. Look at this. This is some kind of list, and then the expandable parts of it is in the middle, with all the pricing information as well as the products that you're trying to buy. So you have to think about how every page is like some kind of list view with things that are inside of an expandable list. And if you think about what this is right here, this is also a collection view. You have a list of chat windows. And then, this right here again is a header right here and then another collection view. So as you can see, everything is a freaking collection view. A lot of people ask me, should I start using a UI scroll view instead of a table view or collection view? And the answer is always just go use a collection view. See, this is also a collection view right here with the scrolly behavior. This is also a collection view. This is a collection view. And pretty much anything that has a vertical scroll to it will be either a collection view or a table view. So that's kind of why every time you see my applications being built on these videos, they are all just collection views. Yeah. Okay, so to some of the questions we go here. Let me just move this guy out of the way. Move you back here. Move myself back onto the main stage. I really wish I had a guy that I can just shout out and say, "Oh, put me on the main screen." So yeah. Wow. Okay, how much time do I have today? Uh, so again, we're already at the 35-minute mark. Let me get a drink of tea here first. Yeah, so some of you guys that are watching this live stream post live, I guess when it's recorded and uploaded onto YouTube, I'll probably take down these live streams from now on because it seems like people don't understand that these are live streams and they go on for quite a while. I kind of just like hanging out with people that want to, just chat and sit around for like an hour. And these videos aren't really meant to be like quick hitters where within 5 to 10 minutes you can get a lot of information. It's just, it's more real life than a well edited video. Yeah. So, Visionary, thank you for the $2. To American dollars, are you uploading push notification videos anytime? Uh, so I guess this is not the official, my official stance on what I'm going to do yet. But for the Instagram course, some of the top things I do want to take care of is first pagination and then also push notifications. I might include something basic for the YouTube channel first for push notifications, and then I will try to put something together that's more official on the Instagram course. So probably two places where you can find that tutorial. Your live stream watchers are staying strong and going up, so you're good with time. Yeah, I guess as long as people are willing to listen to me spat in front of a microphone and in front of a video camera, I guess I'll stay here for a little longer. Before Visionary, there was another super chat. You accidentally missed it. Yeah, I think I got one from Johan Albrechtsson. Oh, we have. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce this name. Gagu Sonam, I guess. Which iPhone do you use? Oh, do you use an Android phone? So let me see. Okay, iPhone. Okay, any embarrassing notifications? Not too many. So iPhone here, iPhone 7 Plus. So you can tell I use the Jet Black. Yeah, this is the Jet Black version. So what do I have on my phone is just not all that interesting. Yeah, iPhone 7 Plus. So the reason why I use the 7 Plus is because when you're consulting, you'll find that it's really easy to forget about how big this device is. And when I'm developing applications for clients, I use a 7, the regular 7, and then because I'm using the 7, all I have to do is to launch the application on my phone, and then I'll have pretty much 80% of all devices covered, the 7 and the 7S. So that's kind of why I have the 7 Plus. Clifton Crawley, the Instagram course is awesome. Great job. Yeah, I think I spent probably 200 hours at least on the Instagram course. It took a lot of time to put together. I didn't really think I was able to I didn't think I was going to be able to put together 40 videos for that course, but I think most of the time I spent half a day, or maybe the entire day to produce 2 videos for that entire series. So it was like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I would put together maybe like 7 videos, and that to me would count as a good week. So altogether, putting together those 40 videos took 5 weeks, I think, and it's getting a lot of interesting people that are learning from the course. Yeah. So it's been sold quite a bit of times, like a lot of purchases already. I don't want to go into the exact numbers, but definitely, I think more than 100 students have purchased that course. So good to have everyone supporting the channel. And then also what I really want to do is I want to make sure everyone is able to get access to programming content that is good and that is also entertaining at the same time. Um, yeah, and I know $50 is probably a lot to some people, but you definitely do get what you pay for. $50 is not a lot if you consider, you pay for $1,000 for just like a college course. So, yeah, I guess I shouldn't really have to justify the pricing of this stuff. What was I gonna do here? Let me bring in my Samsung tablet. Uh, so I have this. Someone asked me earlier what if I use an Android device. So I don't really have one. That's kind of one of the reasons why I haven't put out Android tutorials just yet. But I do have one of these things. This is an S2, whatever this is called. I think I spent way too much money on this. I don't even use it. And then I have my iPad Air 2. I am considering buying that new iPad Pro 10.5 inches. I think that's the size. And I want to purchase it just to use the augmented reality side of it. My current iPad Air 2 is on a A8 chip, and augmented reality is only supported on A9 chips and above. And I don't really want to update my iPhone 7 Plus just yet, just because I don't want to have my main device on a beta version of the release. So, yeah. And, maybe further down the road, I'll probably have a separate testing iPhone device. Yeah, I don't know if I'll do that. Jonathan Nairn, going to buy the course and binge as soon as I'm done with work and school. Yeah, I got a lot of people that are actually in that same boat where they purchase the course and then they just binge through all 40 episodes. Each episode is about 20 minutes long. And the thing that's nice about the courses that I sell is because I know you guys are asking for more content, I'm able to produce like 20 to 30-minute videos. And I don't really do that on the channel because people say that it's too long. And I do agree it's too long, but there's always that pause button and you keep watching the videos over and over and just skip to the content, skip to the areas that you are more interested in. But the courses that I produce that you have to pay for, I I like having the freedom of just recording as much as I want. And I think most of you guys enjoy that. And I like being able to put as much content as I want in each lesson. Yeah. So it's a good buy. $50 is very small. I've done a lot of courses and people would be hard pressed to find better training. Yeah. Yeah, so Clifton, that's definitely something that I do agree with. And not only because it's my own courses. So I've taught boot camp at San Francisco with like I think 15 to 20 students, and a lot of them they have jobs right now as full-time iOS developers. So I know exactly what they're looking for in terms of employability, I guess I would call it. And the way that I'm teaching is basically geared towards an employer looking at what your portfolio should be. And so you'll see me going through things like collection views, loading images asynchronously, perhaps dealing with the camera and fancy layout. And that's those are the skills that you need to actually build out an application for a startup. And if you don't know how to do that, you are probably not considered employable. So Joshua asked, why not offer the course on Udemy? I'm not a big fan of Udemy. They have a very strange business model. Basically, you have to price your course at like $100 and then you have to sell it for like $15. That's how that marketplace works. I'm not a big fan of that philosophy. The courses on my website they're one price. They're like $50 or $20. and they'll never change. It's not some kind of scam. I feel like pricing something at $200 and selling it for like $20 is a bit of a scam. I mean, they've they've transformed their marketplace into that business model. I don't fully agree with it, and that's why I'm not there selling courses. And also, I don't want to. I don't. I don't need. I don't need Udemy to survive. So that's one reason why I'm not there. They take a huge chunk of the profits that you make. So let's say you are trying to sell like a $50 course. Sometimes you might only make like $6 off that entire course. Yeah. What's the best way to? I will totally recommend the Instagram course. Yeah. I think so. Yeah. What's the best way to come up with new and original app ideas? Uh, it's a difficult question to answer. You have to be creative. You have to be of the entrepreneurial spirit, and then you have to have execution. Um, yeah. It's possible to create a delivery app for original. Okay, package manager. Okay. Will you implement the likes feature on your Instagram tutorial? So I believe I have already implemented liking posts inside of the Instagram tutorial. Yeah. So I think it's there already. I don't know if you've purchased the course already, but you can take a look at the course description and you'll find a video on it, or just do a search using the Chrome browser. From Johan, when I started programming, my parents bought me a course that costed $100, where I got a fraction of what I get from your videos. Yeah, most people that are producing courses online, I don't think they have a lot of professional experience in software programming, maybe. Yeah, yeah. So it's good that folks are really learning, because I only teach things that are important in the real world. And because I've been doing this for 10 years, like developing professionally for real companies for 10 years, that's kind of how I understand what's important to know, and what are the things that you can skip over so you don't waste your time. Blackburn 1911. Dev Slope's course about iOS is. I've taken a look at Dev Slopes, their promotional videos and how they market their courses. Um, Here's one thing I'll say about online courses, and it's, if you find it helpful, you should take it. If you enjoy the way that an instructor teaches a course, you understand what they're teaching you, you should take it. Um, and whatever you find that's helpful, you should just go for it. It's very difficult. It's like pretty rare to find an instructor that you actually like. Like, if you think about it, your entire uh, educational, I guess throughout elementary school, middle school, high school, college, university, out of all of the teachers that you encountered and interacted with, how many of those teachers did you actually enjoy learning from? Like, probably 5%, maybe 10%. Out of all of them, for me personally, I've only enjoyed probably like 3 or 4 instructors out of all of them. Like, they were all fine, but in terms of teaching, like, most of the time you end up teaching yourself through a textbook or going online. And then, so what I mean is, when you're online and you find an instructor that you actually enjoy, that's really rare, like super, super rare. And you have to kind of capitalize on that moment that, oh, I'm actually going to learn from this person. Like, I just have to pay $20, $50, and I'll learn so much from this guy. So, I agree with your business model. I also love the fact that courses can be expanded without paying extra. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, not that I've actually expanded any of these courses, but I do plan on expanding them probably next week. I've just been busy dealing with all of the Apple WWDC announcements, trying to put together interesting things on this channel while I can. Okay. Core ML is definitely one of the things that I want to talk about on the channel. I'm not really sure what I want to do yet, but Core ML, there's a vision API that allows you to detect faces in images. I think that's easy enough and also hard enough so that you can learn some interesting things from it. Okay, so the moment the stream dips to 99 people, I think I'm gonna make my exit. So let's see. Oh, 109. Minsu Kim, how old are you? So I was born in the 80s, early 80s. I guess whoever guesses my age correctly first in the chat, I'll confirm it. What are your thoughts on Xamarin? I've heard really good things about it. So the better question to ask me is whether or not I would recommend Swift development over Xamarin. So I think even if you're a Xamarin developer, you still need to know iOS development through Objective-C or Swift. So you still have to learn Swift anyways, just so you know exactly what APIs are available. Can you make a video about caching videos from Firebase? Well, you probably never want to cache videos, right? Videos inherently are super, super huge. So you want to make sure you don't cache them on the device. There is a new app coming soon, like Twitter or YouTube, that you made tutorials. Yeah. How can I join the Facebook group? Well, if you look at the link down below in the description, you should be able to find that Facebook group link. And also, yeah. When developing a whole project from beginning to end, can you share how do you plan yourself? UI first, back end later, etc., etc. That's a good question. So nowadays, I'm trying to capture questions that I think are interesting that I'll actually make a video about. So I'm gonna keep this question for later. I think that'll be an interesting video response question or video response video. I followed all your work on the YouTube app with Swift and I've learned so much. So thankful. Well, that's awesome, Andrea. Yeah. I don't like dev slopes. The videos are like 30 minutes and they don't cover much in 30 minutes. Oh. Yeah, I haven't taken any of their courses. I guess because I'm a developer myself, so it's difficult to actually watch videos. Yeah, I don't know exactly what DevSlopes' teaching style is. I mean, I assume they're good. They have a lot of students, so I assume they're doing something right. Yeah. So I hope they're good. I hope DevSlopes is providing useful information. 20 to 30 minutes, that's great for one episode. Please keep it in this range. Thanks. Yeah, I'll try not to go over 20 to 30 minutes. I know when I'm watching my own videos and trying to edit them, it's difficult when it's 30 minutes long and I'm trying to export it. The file size is really large. Okay. Okay. DevSlopes course is by far the worst online course I've taken. So, yeah. I guess I should really try to. Wow, a lot of new messages about my age. I guess I should really do my research on DevSlopes' courses. Yeah. Again, I don't really like to bash anyone for things that they put so much effort in and put online. They're doing their best with what they have, I would assume. I don't see the point in learning all of one language. Only learn what you need. Yep. Exactly. Exactly. Uh, that's a interesting video question that I can make. Hmm. After doing YouTube for so long, one thing that has changed in my life is everything becomes YouTube. So whenever I see something that I want to make a video on, you start to think and you turn on your phone, open up the apps, notes app, and you start writing down things that you want to talk on camera. Like everything has kind of turned into that. Are there any functional differences between ARKit from Swift and Tango from Google? I haven't looked into Tango yet. ARKit is something that I want to really, really start developing with, and I think I'll just have to update my phone to iOS 11 beta. Would being able to make iOS apps make me a front end developer? That's a good question. I guess front end developer, the way you've defined it, is a web front end developer. I like. I think it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to know how to make iOS apps if you're trying to be a website developer. So Johan says, I've never experienced a teacher that made learning fun except for you. Sad face, then happy face. Yeah. Yeah. It all depends on the instructor and the way they present the information. And a lot of people tell me that I probably go over the videos too quickly and that I should slow down. The thing about videos is that you can just pause it and you can just go over exactly what's being typed out. So I myself, I tend to talk really, really quickly because I don't like sitting there listening to people that are fumbling around, trying to figure out what exactly the code is doing. I really hate watching people do that. So I try to remove all of that as much as possible from any of these videos. That's why they go by really, really quickly. There's really no time to even breathe through any of these videos. I've had jobs where the client wanted me to do everything, including the back end, which is not my area of expertise. When I told them so, they said, "You're not a real developer." Pretty discouraging. Um, I think I'll respond to this question in a video. That's a really good question, and there's really no uh, right or wrong answer to this. Yeah. One thing I'll have to say about this is that if you do want to become a real true developer, you eventually, through 5 to 10 years, you'll want to become a full stack engineer. So saying that you're not a real developer is not. I think it's too harsh. But if you've been working for 10 years as a engineer, you should be able to build out the back end. So after 10 years of experience, you should be able to do that. Facebook developers don't know how to do the entire stack until a couple of years. So if you consider Facebook developers not real developers, then I don't really know what you would consider a real developer. Anyhow, 56K subs. Yeah. 56,000. We'll see how many subscribers I can hit by the end of this year. Not that subscribers is very important. What's more important is the fact that people are just watching the videos. Getting views is more important to me. And the channel is doing okay. The moment I hit my 100K subscriber, I will do something special for the channel. I don't know what exactly yet, but I will do something. Maybe a giveaway. Yeah, a simple giveaway, like a signed book. Maybe I'll be able to write my book by the end of 2017. Maybe. Dark Innocence. Philip Carlino, bro, I've watched them all. Your video. I watched them all. Your way of teaching is the best. Yeah. It's not that it's the best. That's that a lot of people enjoy it. it's just, you know, showing how things work really quickly is really fun to watch. You know that guy Bob Ross that used to paint, and he literally just paint for like 30 minutes to an hour on PBS, and you just watch the guy pull out brushes, and he goes through how to paint a tree, and then a house, and then the lake, and then the clouds, and then the sun, and he teaches you how to just shade things. And that's kind of what the model of this channel is. We're just taking out different brushes, and we're assembling this piece of artwork together. So the brushes in this case are like the table views, the buttons, the collection views, and we're just assembling it at the same time. So it's entertaining to me, at least. Even when I watch my own videos, I kind of get stuck in. I get a little mesmerized sometimes when I watch myself code, and everything just goes. Everything flows, one idea after another, and then you run it, and then it comes together in an application. It's really fun. I'm gonna sit there and watch myself do it for like 20 minutes. It's a little narcissistic, but I guess we all are in some ways. All right, first guess for age is 37. Ooh. I think I've gotten a lot like older looking as I've started this YouTube channel. First year, definitely not a lot of sleep, because as someone that's really trying to put together something like this YouTube channel, you just kind of don't want to sleep because there's no time to lose. Just want to pump out one video after another. I think I'm going on too many tangents today. Hi Brain, is there going to have learning path from all your courses? Just finished a Kindle course and just got Instagram a minute ago. Yeah, awesome. So let's see. I've built out an application that monitors who's buying what. And we have Jake Liu. So today we have Jake, we have Ankit, and we have Matt Barr that have purchased the Instagram course. Yesterday we've had quite a few people as well. So yeah. It's nice to have the support from everyone that's trying to learn and build all of this stuff together. Yeah. I've been thinking about how to package these courses in a way so that you can pick one, like a starting point, intermediate, advanced, and then like employable, like a track is what I'm trying to do. But it's kind of difficult to put that together. So I don't know. I think just having like a la carte access to everything, whatever's interesting to people that are trying to learn to build, just pick whatever is interesting. Like if you want to build out maps, then I'll have like some kind of Yelp app. Yeah. So wow, it's been 1 hour. I really wonder how accurate this YouTube stream analytics is. Are there really 137 people in this live stream right now? Oh man. Okay. So we got Mirza. Okay, 37, 32, 33, 34, 35. A lot of 32s. 29. I wish I was 29. 33, 35. I know your age already, but I'll leave it for others. Hey, Bobby. 37, 91, 33, 37, 38. So Mirza has it correct. And I guess a lot of these other guys also have it correct. Johan at 33. So I'm currently 32, and I will be turning 33 this year. Born in 1984. A good year to be born. Yeah, I really wish I was born in like the 90s or even early 2000s, just so that I can be part of this like technology revolution. But nonetheless, we have to accept what we were born with and when. Where did I go to college? I went to UC Berkeley in California. Number one public school in the entire California area. Was it in the entire United States? Maybe. I was very surprised to look up the college ranking stats the other day when I was in China. The thing about Chinese people is they love to compare themselves, or not themselves, but the older generation of people. They love to compare like their kids with other kids. So like my dad was like, "Oh yeah, my son went to the one of the best colleges in California." And I was like, "Nah, nah, it's just a standard college." And then I looked it up on the website just to show them like the people in China, they don't care about United States colleges, right? Or most of them don't. So it was like ranked number 6 or whatever, which is in the world like ranked number 6. Interesting fact about UC Berkeley. How long does it take to be all-rounded iOS programmer? Quite a bit. Do not cache videos from the web. Way too much data. That is 100% accurate. How do you rate Xcode compared to IDEs, regardless of programming languages? Maybe I should make a video about this. Yeah, I'll save this as a video question as well. How would you rate Xcode compared to other IDEs? Xcode is pretty bad in my opinion. Well, it's not bad. I think it's actually pretty good. Xcode is so good. Like it's so nice to have an Xcode IDE that some of the imperfections of Xcode, it really stands out, and you start to like really get frustrated with the minor imperfections. And some IDEs, they like generally aren't that great, right? So your expectations for anything that breaks is like, oh yeah, this thing was free, so I shouldn't expect much from it. But Xcode is one of those like top tier IDEs that you just expect it to work perfectly throughout, but it doesn't. Most frustrating part about Xcode, I brought this up the other day, is that the auto completion for Swift is buggy as hell. You can't really rely on it 100% of the time. And the bug that I'm experiencing most in Xcode 9 beta is that when I'm trying to construct a new class, for example, UI collection view controller, and you use the constructor, and then you have 4 constructors that come out, the collection view layout one, and then this frame one or whatnot. And then I start typing out collection view layout, and then all of the autocomplete options go away, and then you have to type out the whole thing. I don't know, it's kind of ridiculous. I hope they fix that before they launch it officially. Wow, where am I? Wow, okay, so many comments. We should make a Twitter app that actually lets you edit tweets. Yeah. I was considering building out a server that allows you to do that. I really need an assistant, huh? Yeah. Do you have a portfolio of apps you made other than for clients? We'd love to see it. Do I? Other than that meal roulette wheel spinning application, I don't know if I have any personal applications that are like well thought out. I think I have some, but I don't think I have the code for it anymore. When Android tutorial will launch? That's a good question. When will it launch? I don't know. Hopefully someday. The thing I really would like to do is have someone else join and create like Android tutorials, so I don't have to do everything. Managing everything, while it's fun in the beginning to have your hands like putting together the website, iOS, Android, answering everyone's questions. Eventually this will get too much, and it's already gotten to that point. React Native. So React Native, I don't know. Maybe I'll answer this question from Tony Chen. React Native pros. You can just compile your code and the changes appear in like 2 seconds. Cons, it's a bit of a learning curve, and you just have to like do these bridging files from React Native to actual Swift code. And the thing about React Native is that you still have to be a really good Swift or Objective-C developer in order to be good. So Facebook developers said that you have to be a good iOS developer to be a good React Native developer. Could you please do some ARKit stuff? Wow, so currently 144 people here. Okay, so an hour and a half. I'll stick around for another 20 minutes or whenever the stream hits 100 people watching. What is this message? I'm really curious about what Visionary said. Do you think about going with your website in a way like Ray Winterlake? I mean, hiring other teachers and maybe subscribe option. I thought about that before, publishing the courses. Subscribing is something that I don't really want to do because there's just not enough content on the website to actually have subscription as a service offer. The thing about the website, the thing about this Let's Build Out app idea is that you actually have to know what you're doing. Like putting together like the App Store, the Facebook, Spotify, Twitter, putting together these applications take a lot of time. And then to be able to teach it to you guys in a way that's entertaining and fun to watch, if I can find other people that can do that, yeah, I would go into like hiring. But because it's kind of difficult to find other people with that same passion as me to build out apps and then teach how to do it, might be a little difficult. Dev Slumps iOS course takes you from no coding experience to actually submitting to the App Store. I liked it a lot. They don't take themselves too seriously. Yeah. So they definitely have good courses. Yeah. So anyone else that finds Dev Slopes interesting, entertaining, and informative, then you should check them out. Yeah. And this channel, this whole Let's Build That App thing is not really geared towards super beginners. So the nice thing about this channel is that because there are already so many different beginner videos, beginner websites, and beginner courses that I don't have to build out beginner courses. And that's what makes this channel interesting. We're actually building out sophisticated and advanced applications. Yeah, a lot of courses start with storyboard, which isn't helpful. I do agree with that. And I think I've said this before. The biggest thing about the coding is that you have to start coding. iOS programming is iOS programming. You have to program. When you're dealing with the storyboard, there's just too much black magic going on that, after a while, you have to learn how to put things together in pure code. Okay, a Realm. I'm actually thinking about going to the Realm office and perhaps giving a speech, a talk there. So if you guys are in San Francisco, whenever I am going to be at the Realm office to give a talk, I'll let you guys know, and you guys can perhaps meet me there. Dev slopes aren't even on your league. They have a different target audience, different demographic. So, Realm is great. Learning curve of core data, it's damn fast and it's super easy to learn. Cool. So Peter says, I've taken both types of courses and found both useful. Sometimes one is more suitable, sometimes the others can't be so categorical. Yeah. Jake says I double speed all the video. Wow. So I'm talking like twice as fast. That's good. As long as you can binge it all and watch it all. Most of the time, what's most helpful is to just download the source code and just look at it. And maybe you can even try it just without watching the video, just download the source code and see if you can understand what's going on. Heard about this story about a junior developer who accidentally destroyed production DB while he was busy setting up dev environment following a company manual. I think that was the AWS story when some guy decided to remove a couple of instances and servers on AWS. Eventually, it broke the entire stack. S3 was broken. AWS EC2 for everyone was broken. Yeah. I think this is Floyd or McGregor is at UFC. Not exactly a UFC person. DevSlots is Sketch. They took a bunch of old iOS 8 courses and marketed them as iOS 10. It was some BS. Yeah, it's difficult for them. Yeah, they're doing the best. We want more like the basic training course, like a full plan for beginner to expert kind of thing. Yeah. Is this a bold statement? Many front-end developers are unfortunately not interested in getting experience in back-end development. I think that's kind of true in the beginning. And then as you get more experience building out websites, you run into like back-end engineers that are just not the greatest. And then you decide to take that task on as a front-end developer. Then you start enjoying back-end development. That's usually the case. The painting example, real deep, 22 for sure. Really appreciate iOS, but will begin working tomorrow as a software engineer, most likely with Xamarin. Will it do me good practice for, learning iOS development in general will help you out, no matter what. Wow, wow, right? He looks 32. Jason Chan, typical Chinese. Yep. Yeah. So Randy Winden, your YouTube course was very popular and many people were helped and liked it. So I believe you should make a video on Instagram or Snapchat app with Firebase. Your Facebook app was also good. Yeah. So there is already a course on how to build out Instagram that's available on letsbuildthatapp.com. Also in the description below. If you want to purchase that 40 episode course, you'll definitely learn a lot, and I will guarantee that you get what you pay for. It's possible that you do a tutorial on iOS apps that use web views. Oh, no. What jobs do? I don't really like web views because it's kind of slow. What jobs do you people have? Yeah. Oh, Xcode is so slow. Yeah, it's a little slow. Yeah, it's actually really slow, but I guess that's fine. The IDE that I enjoy using the most is IntelliJ. I use it to build out my website. 130 VGAs. Wow. So many questions. Yeah, every app in the App Store must have developer website. Please teach us at least making a landing page for our website. Yeah. Table view versus collection view, which is faster. I think they're both about the same speed. Yeah. The differences in performance is I don't think it's noticeable. To the naked eye, it's not noticeable. I see people like you who are already there, and it's difficult to imagine that once you also started from zero. Any advice to someone who is relatively new to this whole thing? Yeah, this is a good question. I think I'll save this as a potential video response. It's difficult to imagine that, You start from zero. Yeah, everyone starts from nothing. The very first app that I built was some kind of like Flash application. And that's when I was like 17 in high school. I think it's my senior year of high school. And I put that together. So I knew nothing about programming. And so you learn about how to detect the keys on a keyboard, yeah. It's a lot of fun to go from zero to nothing or go from zero to something. It takes time. It takes time. Yeah. Yeah, it takes time. One thing that has really led me to what you would consider programming success is that my very first job wasn't primarily programming. So every time I got home after working, leaving the office at 5, getting home at 6, I would just go home and program. I liked it enough that I would go home and do it as a hobby. And at the time, my other hobby I think was playing StarCraft, and also perhaps World of Warcraft, I guess. But I actually like programming more than playing video games. So if you have that much dedication, you can become a professional at it. Joshua says, "Yeah, Brian, you need a virtual assistant. You do too much. Go to Upwork." Yeah, maybe. I got really serious with iOS development right now. Do you think I can build a resume by October? I bought the DevSlopes course, and he is terrible at explaining syntax. The others seem good so far. So from my understanding, I believe they have like 5 different instructors in DevSlopes. And some of them may be good and some of them may not be so good. I think I'll probably make a video on what my current resume looks like, which is pretty terrible. Some people emphasize the resume too much, and my resume looks pretty bad, but I still get a lot of job offers and a lot of interested people in my background. So I think I'll perhaps make a video on my resume. Pretty silly question to ask here, but I cannot find the answer anywhere, so might as well. How can I add a segment view to the navigation bar and keep the title like the App Store? You can actually just add a UI segmented controller. UI segmented control, that is what the component is called. You just add it to the nav bar. I think it's like navigation bar dot add subview, and you just get it in there. What framework to make REST API for iPhone app, Laravel, Node, Rails, Django? I guess I would go with Node first, and then if you need something more advanced, you probably want to move on to Ruby on Rails or Laravel. I've never used Django, so I can't really tell if that's a good thing. Kotlin course coming soonish, maybe. Pure code only, Blackmagic. Well, yeah, storyboards is definitely Blackmagic. Is Swift 4 needed to build an iOS app? Definitely not. It's just pretty much the same as Swift 3, so it's going to be very easy transition for everyone. Yeah. Just dropping by to say the work you do on this channel is awesome. I've learned a ton from you. Keep it up. Have a great day. Yeah. I hope everyone has a good, interesting day today. I'll be heading to the gym in just a bit once I leave the stream. Go Warriors. I'm a really big basketball fan. Yeah. So yeah, I guess I don't really want to get into basketball on this channel. So Gorav says, I began learning iOS coding here only, totally beginner. Just follow your steps, learn a lot from you. Thanks a lot. Well, you are very welcome, Gorav. I think the trick to learning programming is to just see how someone else does it. Yeah, it's just that easy. It's kind of like blacksmithing or cooking, right? You follow some chef and then he shows you like these are the ingredients that you need. And if you're following like a blacksmith, like these are the swords that you have to make. Here's how you smash the sword. Here's how you put it in the furnace. And here's what the sword looks like when you have the final product. And then I guess in the beginning, they'll show you here's what it should look like. And then here's how I do it. Just do it this way. And you will get this sword or this pie. That's like, I think like 99% of skills are learned that way. Schools try to like use a book to teach you how to do it, which is kind of strange. How can a book replace the actual person trying to show you how to do it? It's really kind of silly. I'm anti-school, as a lot of you guys know. Is moving to San Francisco worth it? The salaries are super high, but after you factor in the crazy rent, it's pretty average. I don't have a good answer to that one. Houses here cost like $1 million, and it's a pretty crappy house. So I don't know. I am still struggling with this issue myself. Which one of these two should I choose? Golang or Node.js for mobile backend? Which one is the easiest? So Node is actually really easy. Golang is also easy. I like. I only had real experience using Golang, so it's not the easiest thing in the world to learn. I think Node might be a little easier, but not as powerful. And it's not typed, or it's not strongly typed. So that's why I prefer Golang. But after programming in React.js for so long, not being strongly typed is actually pretty fun to program in. You are a legend. Yeah, I tend to skip a lot of these questions because there's just so many questions. Ben Hunt, apologies. Roger, good to see you again. You better rest now so you won't burn out. We need more videos. Yeah. I haven't really burnt out just yet. Getting back from China, getting used to the time, what do you call it? Jet lag. That took like a week or two. There was a day when I gave a talk at AltConf where I didn't even sleep at all, and I get to AltConf at like 7:30 in the morning and prepare, give the talk for an hour, and then I think I was awake for like 40 hours. And now I'm back on my schedule. So let's see. You're not leaving. Okay, the viewership is dipping below 100 now, and it's also an hour and 30 minutes. So I'm gonna try to make my sneaky, stealthy exit. Oh wow. Okay, so okay, 101 people now. If I want to upgrade my MacBook Air, should I buy a MacBook Pro 15-inch or MacBook Pro 13-inch? Well, if you like the portability of a small MacBook Air, you should go with the 13-inch. If you want something more powerful, I would suggest the Pro 15, but it's really big. Like even me, like I've been using a MacBook Pro for like the last 8 years. And remember back then, before the Retina MacBook Pro, that was a really heavy machine. And now we have the Retina one, which is a lot lighter, so you can carry it around. I would, tell you to go to the store, go to the Apple store, lift up the 13-inch, and then lift up the 15-inch. If you can carry that 15-inch around, I would say you get the 15-inch one, but I don't know. I actually like the 13-inch portability also. So I don't know. I don't have a good answer to that. This is all like personal. It just depends on what you like. Yeah, MacBook Pro 13-inch 2017 is a bit cheaper. Um, yeah, so I've had my machine for about 4 years now. My MacBook Pro, I paid $2,500 for it, and I upgraded both the RAM and the solid state hard drive to 512 and 16 gigs of RAM from 8 gigs from 8 gigs of RAM and 256. So that I think ran me $400 on the upgrades, and I've had this for like 4 years. So I would I would say if you're purchasing a machine, try not to think of the price so much, because if you're going to use it for like 4 to 5 years, I'm probably going to have this machine for the next 3 years. So it's going to be like 8 years for this machine also. So try not to think about the price too much and just think about how long you'll be, how many years you'll be using it for. Is computer science still a good major? Well, considering all the majors out there that you can apply for at a college, computer science is probably one of the most useful ones. Okay, 98. Okay, we've dipped below 100. So, game development makes my head hurt. Uh, yeah, I'm not really great at game development either. Okay, wow. Bruce, good to see you, Bruce. You need to just code and improve from my own experience and knowing some dev guys. Yeah, you just need to code. Like before I became an official iOS developer, I had been coding for probably, I don't know, 8 years on my own and also professionally, altogether about 7 or 8 years. So, program for like 4 to 5 hours a day. I know that's a lot to ask, but yeah. Let's build that app is greater than DevSlopes. This channel is not for everyone, and DevSlopes is also not for everyone. Yeah. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Abdikadir, congrats on the 56K subs. I remember when you had like 13K back in September. You have grown so much. Grown so much. The channel has grown quite a bit. Yeah. I think one thing that's good about the channel is that I have Apple, the biggest company, pushing out so many new innovations, new hardware devices. They have a good marketing team, and everyone's trying to make iOS apps. So the things on this channel are search friendly, SEO friendly, and as a result, you have people that want to also figure out what this whole iOS business is. Okay, it looks like I am somewhere down here. Oh, wow. Cool. So I still need to eat lunch before I head to the gym, which is going to be a challenge. You guys ever try to go to the gym when you haven't eaten anything? It's not very fun when you're just hungry and working out at the same time. Okay, so that's going to wrap up today's live stream. Everyone that has joined me today, thank you for your viewership, your attention, uh, and just hanging out. I do appreciate everyone that just wants to sit here and just chat, and everyone coming together to just everyone that has the same interests in development, learning iOS, learning programming, and just building just a small group of people like this to just chat. I think it provides a good relief sometimes from programming like 8 hours a day, and it's nice to just sit around and chat and see what everyone else is thinking about. And furthermore, being able to get some feedback from you guys helps me a lot as well. Okay, so one last question before I leave here. One last question. Yeah, I think I'm good for today. God, it's so bad working out with nothing in your stomach. Yeah, you guys can't hear it, but my stomach is like kind of gargling right now. Normally I do cook at home. I actually enjoy just making stuff that I can eat myself. Yeah. Yeah. So good to see you guys here today, and I will be back next week, next Sunday, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.